Welcome back to Dabbling Dads with your host Kyle and Tyler, here to dabble into just about anything. You can find us everywhere using the hashtag Dabbling Dads. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoy.
What's up, man?
What's up, dude? Thursday night again.
Yes, it's not as hot in here.
No, it feels good. Tennessee is about to go through, in my opinion, other than I wish you could swim in this time period, but fall in Tennessee, you can't really touch it. Other than the rain, it does rain a lot in Tennessee during the fall, but the weather usually is perfect to be outside and actually enjoy being outside and not sweating to death.
I caught a small chill tonight at the youth baseball game, to be honest. But we're just dabbling tonight.
Yep, big brother.
All Stars.
Yep.
Season 22. Been a crazy week. I mean, It has been. It's been a crazy week, so, I mean, we might as well just start off with Sunday, man.
Yep.
Week 6, we're recapping, and then we'll talk some game once we reveal who the HOH is, if we ever find out. The live feeds were still down. So, hopefully, we're going crazy rogue right now. Might just be 15-minute long recap.
Yeah.
If we can't find it. But,
Yeah,
man, so Sunday, so this is the first time where the competition affected if you were a have-not or not.
Yep.
And I don't think they show it on the promotion. I want to talk about the wall challenge in a minute because that's what it was. But in that whole wall challenge, we should have pulled up Power Trip Trailer last time. We messed it up. But anyways, so this is the first time that it affected when you went off if you were a have-not or not. So they went away with the nominations of have-nots. But I don't think they show with promotion. But to me, there's a lot of strategy in that, too. Like, if you know you're not going to win the HOH, who's going to be in the have-not room with me? I believe all of that matters if I'm... Because, I like to think like I'm literally playing in the game.
Yeah. You're probably right. I mean, at this point in the game, I'm trying to win every time, though. Personally, if I'm in the game right now. You got to win every time. I mean, we'll see here in a little bit who went home, but you got to win every single time.
Yeah, and Emily always asked me, playing game with me, and I told her, I said, she's like, Cody hasn't won anything. I said, he won the first week when all this 6-person alliance happened, but not even him doing it.
Yeah, guess who else hasn't won since then?
Memphis.
Who won week 2.
I told her, I said, you got to win at the beginning because then all the conversations are on you because no one wants to go home. She's like, oh, you're right. And I'm like, yes.
Well, there's 2 ways to play it. Like, that is one way, and it works sometimes if you make the right decisions and form the right alliances, which is what happened this time. But like it is a double-edged sword because there have been people that win first and they get the first blood on their hands, and now the alliance formed out of someone who was already on the block that first couple of weeks, and now they're screwed because they got the biggest target on their back of all time. But it worked out perfectly in this game. You're right.
So anyway, so back to that. So the have-nots or whatever. But that did make me think of something. They're playing it just like, and I don't mean to bring it up in this show, but Survivor, the very, very first season of Survivor.
Okay.
What's that guy's name who won?
Russell.
No, it starts with R, but I don't think it's Russell. But anyways, I don't want to get too far on a tangent.
Yeah.
But he invented the 6-person pack.
No, not Russell.
He did. In the show Survivor. He made like a 6-person alliance, and he kind of controlled them all.
Yeah.
And I think it's just good gameplay, and Ian sees that, and we'll...
Oh, not Russell. Richard Hatch.
Yeah. He played that big game, but I don't want to talk too much about all that. But so anyways, first 3 off were Devon, David, and Ian. But what would be your strategy on the wall? It happens every time, so obviously I've been thinking about it if I was in the game.
Hold on.
Yeah, I would just never let go.
Yeah, hold on. I mean, I won't get into this too much, but we went and did the trampoline park with Cannon for his birthday, and they had the rock climbing wall, and I didn't really think about it because like they're facing this way backwards, but I climbed across it with ease.
Yeah, have you
So
ever
I think I could hold on for a long time. I'm in terrible shape. Like,
I would just have. I feel like I'd have the willpower to hold that on for. Like, I feel like I could hold my arm in that one challenge up like that. Like, those people better be really center all day. But anyways, I've thought about, has anybody ever, maybe they have before I've seen it, but I feel like I would be small enough that I could get down and push for a little while and stand up there for a long time. Because the wedge was bigger than I thought. They zoomed in on it, and the handles came out too, and I thought maybe you could get under there and push, and it would change your muscle group. I don't know. I was thinking about it. I don't know if we were trying to be in someone's spot, but obviously Cody and Nicole dropped off at the same time. Danny felt like she was about to drop off too, because it turned out to be one of the worst weeks to be HOH.
Yeah, well, we talked about at the end of our last episode. I don't feel like they dropped off. I never saw them look at each other and be like, here's where we go. I think Cody just realized, oh, well, Nicole's gone. Here I go. Which I think he said that actually on the episode. Like, Nicole's jumping. Here I go.
Yeah, I think, though, you're right. I don't think they talked, but I think they're both good players in this game, and they both were thinking the same thought. This is not the week to win. 3 powers out.
Yeah.
We don't want to show our cards or our alliance.
Yeah.
Because they did a great job of covering up the alliance with the 6-pack. Or not the 6-pack, the Slick 6.
Yeah.
It was a bigger alliance, but it had enough people who were in it to not. But Nicole started realizing, I'm on the bottom because I wasn't in that Slick 6. But then you find out more tonight, we'll get there, that she had her own thing. And Ian had the game right about the octopus, which is what you find out tonight.
Yeah.
But I think they both were just thinking that we cannot win this HOH.
Yeah.
We can't. It's bad for our game.
Yeah. And it turns out to be, in my opinion, bad for Danny's game. Yeah.
Yeah, because she was playing the middle and backstabbing everybody, being the gardener, as Enzo calls her.
Yeah.
And then now, she had to put up a lot of people, which
she just said a lot of things out loud, multiple things. Yeah, we'll talk about it. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'd just hold on for dear life, personally. I think I could stay up there for a decently long time.
Would you pull an Enzo and try to make people laugh and lose their focus and all that?
I think I would just hold on. I think the key is just, if you're trying to win, is to just focus on what you're doing.
I do too. I love watching everybody's game. Everybody had a different thing. Memphis didn't want to be a have-not, which tells you he feels like he's very comfortable in the house. He'll start playing when it gets down to like 7 or 8 players total left.
He one of the few notes I made this week. I only took notes tonight, but honestly, one of the few notes tonight was, Memphis tells it how it is. And he just does. He says whatever he wants right now, which makes me feel like he's very, very comfortable.
Yeah, and he didn't want to be a have-not.
He's a number. He knows he doesn't really have to start. Next week, they're going to have to start playing, though. Once the
lines have been drawn.
Well, they don't realize that. Do they realize that Danny gets to play again?
She didn't use it, which we're going to talk about tonight because I've read the feed, so I know why she doesn't use it. She's out of her mind. Playing too hard too early, but she ultimately, by her decisions we're going to go over here in a minute, she realized her mistakes in her previous games, and she realizes that she's just got to go with the majority. I mean, even Nicole feels that way throughout the week. So, anyways, I immediately wrote down when she won, her game is going to be exposed.
Yeah.
But Kevin and Ian have 0 games with Danny, so Kevin had to know he was going up again. He's feeling all expendable. To be honest, though, man, you called it the first time we just dabbling, and whenever you said he's just like the ultimate floater and he messes around and could win because he could win a challenge here or there like a POV.
Yeah, true. I don't know. We'll see. I think he's in great position. But
yeah, let's say he made Final 2. Could he pitch? I was on no, we're talking about Kevin.
Oh, Kevin. Now
he's the ultimate floater, is what I was saying.
Yeah.
And Kevin, could you pitch? I was on the block this many times, got pulled down, won the POV. Like, could you pitch that and win a game?
I mean, possibly. He possibly could. Josh did not have a great game and won, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe. I was looking on here. It looks like they still don't have the feeds up. So,
well, we'll just keep going.
Crazy. Yeah. I was telling you. I'm just looking, and it looks like they're still not up. But, Kevin, I don't know, man. I think like if Davon really fought through and started winning some stuff, pulling some stuff together, she could probably build a resume to win. David and Kevin, I don't think stand a chance in hell of winning.
Unless they just get drug along.
It'd be a miracle, but they can't win. Even if they get drug along, I don't think they can win unless the person beside them just burns every bridge they come across.
Yeah, so continuing on to Danny, she was talking to Devon, like, what would I do? And Devon was like, put up Christmas. Obviously, they don't like each other, even though they talked all that girl crap. But then Danny and Cody talked, and every time Cody talks, I mean, he tells it like it is, too. What's up, Roscoe? And, but anyway, so Danny says she's going to be very bloody unless she puts up David and Kevin. So, as a viewer, I knew Kevin was going to go up, but I already knew he had the disruptor. She didn't. She thinks that's the safest play.
Yeah.
Which brings us to, the David then saves himself. I mean, I know we're skipping through a lot of backdoor
No,
Tyler
that's
and all
fine.
that.
Yeah.
But basically, we skipped to the whole charade of David.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what is he doing?
He looked like an idiot. Yeah. I mean, I was sort of impressed by it. You got some tears in there. I had to rewind it and put on the closed captioning to see what he was saying when he went in that room by himself. Then I realized he's making himself cry like an idiot. He was like, when he came to Cody put his arm around like, you got me fucking kidding me, bro. He said something just like that, like, you got me fucking kidding me.
He's like, dude, come on. We all know you should be celebrating right now.
Come
like,
on,
you
bro.
won something.
Come on, bro.
Oh, my goodness.
Did you take me? Did you take me off?
He was asking people. He was asking people who were up last week. Devon was like, I was up last week. What are you talking
I
about?
would use it on myself. We know you used it. He's an idiot, dude. They are dragging him. He has no chance. No chance.
So then it came over the intercom. The Disruptors played. So obviously her new nominee is Tyler.
Yeah. Like right off the bat, Tyler. I mean, she named him quickly. So I think he knew it was coming. I mean, I think we all did.
And basically she just got in the room with the committee, and the committee basically just said, Tyler's not going home.
Yeah.
So then, she's like, now I don't want him to go home. That was like immediate. It was like 30 seconds of the show pretty much. And it's like he's just going around asking people.
She's trying to preserve her spot in that committee at that point, because that was her target. She wanted Tyler to go home. I mean, she's been the person mentioning his name more than anybody the entire show, so.
Yeah, but she just realized eventually, like, I need to stay with the committee,
Oh,
final 6 or 7. And
She
then
would
someone
have truly exposed herself by starting to push to get Tyler out of the house. If she really would have pushed that, they would have been like, okay, she's next. She would have really exposed herself. She would have no longer been a number.
Yeah, and just talking game here, I realized when me and Emily was just talking because she asked me questions. And a final 6 alliance in Big Brother is key because you can always pitch the whole time. We're all competing every time. POV, 6, whatever. So you could pitch that, and then you think in your head, what 6 can I beat when we get into these competitions? Or 7. Enzo is that 7th wild card right now that he's going to be the flip vote, which saves him to the final 6 whenever they send Danny home.
Yeah, and you're probably right. And if he can string some together, he'll have a pretty resume.
Yeah, and the 3 Musketeers, as I call them,
I
they're
still
going to be
like
in the
him,
final
man. They're
3.
not showing him much right now, but that's almost a good thing. Like, his name's not being said. I mean, it sort of got talked about tonight with Nicole and Cody.
Just realized how safe he was. He wasn't in the committee, but he's considered in the committee because enough people in the committee are like, Cody's final 2 with him in his head.
I think Cody's true final 2.
Yeah, I think Memphis thinks Cody is his final 2.
But I think Cody's the type of person that's going to try and let that one win him the game and is going to screw himself again.
I think he wants to win tonight.
Before we started, we're like, let's not get too far into gameplay. We were talking way far into gameplay.
So the video came up. So it was Danny, Devon, Tyler, Ian, Kevin, and Enzo. What did you think about the veto comp?
Was that? I think I might have slept through it.
It was the little big tweezers, and they had to stack up the micro beers, 15 stack pyramid.
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and lie like I know what I'm talking about because Erica sent you're not on Snapchat anymore, but she sent the snap of me snoring on the couch during that competition last night. So, and me being an idiot didn't go back and rewatch it. I watched the end of the episode and then I saw the replacement nominee, but I didn't actually watch the competition.
So Tyler was actually winning this competition as well.
So explain it to me.
So basically, they got zapped away, which is obviously they don't show it, but they're like, okay, stand here, and you have to like do that shit, which you told us before on like
all the production side of it. Yes.
Yeah, so they do that, and it's like this shrink machine, and it's the bar, and they're like looking. I guess they actually have a hole, but the way the camera's set up looks like they're real big, and they are, and they're using long tweezers, like foot-long tweezers, and these micro bears are like this big.
Oh, okay.
And they're having to like use the tweezers.
So is it like the Willy Wonka machine where the kid, where he makes the candy bar real small and then the little boy gets in there and it shrinks him down?
Sort of, but they're big, like I guess, or they're bigger. And
they're
everything else is small. They're handling little small micro bears.
Gotcha.
So they're having to stack them up. And Tyler's winning, and he's like got 12 of them stacked up. He's like, 2 more. And he goes, and takes a deep breath and blows down all of his cans. And Devon wins. So then this whole spiel goes on, and I'm reading messages after messages on Twitter as well.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't use it. We're saving Kevin. Everybody's on the same page. They were saying shit like, okay, they didn't show this in production, but Danny was going to interrupt Devon's POV speech and be like, can the nominees leave the room? And have everyone raise their hand that they were going to vote for Tyler to try to not have her use it and then all vote for Kevin. That's what Danny wanted to do.
God, we're going to have to pay for the live feeds. That sounds better than the show that they put on TV. Sounds much better.
She woke them all up except for Tyler at like 4 in the morning, and they all went in the HOH room and had this conversation. And the man you said tells like this, Memphis was like, what? Then they'll all know we're in an alliance.
My goodness. Idiots.
That's what she wanted to do. To now keep Tyler.
Oh, I
What
mean his
she wanted him
response. So Ian gets put up. Davon wins. Kevin gets taken down. Ian gets put up beside Tyler. And the speech she gives, what does she call him? The ultimate pawn. Was that the word she used? Ultimate pawn?
Ultimate pawn.
He's the ultimate pawn because I just want y'all to know that I will do everything possible to get Tyler to go home this week or whatever she said. Complete horse shit. Dang, where was I going, man? I've lost complete train of thought. There was a conversation.
Danny and who? Christmas?
I can't remember.
Danny and Cody?
Oh, when Nicole, so Ian goes up beside Tyler. Nicole decides that she's okay with breaking up the committee at this point, and the next part of the episode. So, are we on to Tuesday at this point?
Yeah, well,
The conversation I'm thinking of, though.
That whole deal, Nicole, the whole time is like, I know I got to vote him off, but she doesn't want to. She even has a conversation with Cody, and you get to see it tonight, kind of. It's like, why do you get to keep your shields or your people, and I don't get to keep mine? She's making it very obvious that her and Ian were like a final two. Yeah. She's realizing where she was, but she was
winners
crying.
Sitting beside each other. Well, Memphis told her like straight up, like, dude, if you want to go play in the, if you want to go play with Ian, we can send you there really quick. Yeah. Something like that. Then she immediately asked Cody, "Do you think he was serious?" I think he was serious.
He's like, "Yeah, you better watch yourself."
So does she talk the way she's like her nasally voice? Does that come from the way that her nasal cavity is shaped? She has some of the thinnest.
I have no idea.
Nostrils I've ever seen.
She might just be a mouth breather, and that part is naturally closed up or something. But dude, she is like crying the whole time. She's like trying to pitch.
She was hard to listen to tonight.
She was like, if it's going to be, because at one point in time, they didn't even show it tonight. David walked right up to Ian and shook his hand and said, "I'm voting for Ian." And they didn't show any of this David gameplay. And he was bullshitting Tyler and some other people. And at one point in time, Devon, Kevin, and David were talking about flipping the votes because Danny wanted Tyler gone. So they were going to flip the votes and vote Ian out. 8-0. And then whenever Nicole heard about this, Nicole started saying, well, then I want to throw him a pity vote. So then there's this whole debacle of Nicole wanting to throw a pity vote.
They didn't show any of this.
No. So there's this whole debacle of Nicole wanting to throw Ian a pity vote.
I'm glad you've been on Twitter reading all this.
Yeah, it's great. So anyways, so then it turns into, so Nicole's like, well, I'm going to give him a pity vote in. And then Cody and Memphis and Christmas are like, well, what if they're just saying that to try to get the votes actually in their favor? So Nicole's like, I know I can't vote for Ian now. So then a big, huge debacle comes. Well, it's going to be 4-4. And then Danny starts crying. And she's like, no, I've already had to put 4 people up. I'm not having to now pick Ian to send Ian home. 4-4 tie vote.
And then she chooses, yeah.
So Nicole was like, okay, but I want to vote for him if I can. And then, so then there's another plan, and they don't even show it tonight. Did yours blurp out when Cody voted?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
Mm-hmm. I don't know, dude. It blurped out then, and then it blurped out.
Were they just trying to keep the suspense? Because she also wasn't Julie Moonves now. She also wasn't saying the total when it went to commercials. I mean, I'm watching this. Hopefully, police officers don't know, on my dash in my car. watching this final episode, listen
Dude,
to
that's how I watch every podcast on the way to and from work. Every day. Really just listening, though.
Yeah, me too. But, so anyways, so then it comes out that it's supposed to be a 4-4 vote.
Mm-hmm.
Because Nicole, is telling Ian she's going to vote for him.
Dude, I was sort of convinced it might be that after tonight's episode.
Yeah, when they blurted out Cody, I was confused. So, I knew Cody wanted Ian gone for a while, to be honest. But, so let's continue on. So then David, they don't show any of this David gameplay. But then he basically promises Ian, and then he's the one that tells Kevin and Devon all of this. And then he basically tells them straight up. And she's like, Devon is talking to Danny. And Devon is like, well, I'm about to go ask David if he shook Ian's hand or not. Talking to Danny. Because Danny is like, playing this 4-4 card with this side the whole time still.
Yeah.
So anyways, so it's 4. So they're thinking it's 4-4. And David said, yeah, let's make it 4-4 and put all kinds of blood on Danny's hands. So that's a pretty gameplay in terms of that, just being like, well, I'm trying to go ahead. It's time to start swinging.
Yeah, he got nothing to lose, dude.
Yeah. So anyway, so when he blurted out, I was like, maybe Cody somehow flipped their votes. So then something else that isn't shown on the show at all is when he became 5-3, the whole plan of the committee is Tyler was supposed to pull David right before they went and sat down on the couches. They were basically trying to set David up so that Nicole's going to be like, no, I voted for Ian. And they're going to say David, because he lied about the disruptor, who's going to believe him? They're going to say David was the flip vote and turn all the target on David.
Well, they should have done. That would have been awesome.
Tyler was supposed to stand up, so I kept waiting, and they actually cut it off when David and Tyler were about to talk. The plan is Tyler was going to give him a hug in front of everyone and say, thanks, man. Thanks, man.
Really?
Completely setting David up. Didn't show any of it on the production, because right when David and Tyler were talking, you hear David say, glad you're here, man, or something like that, and it cuts off. So I don't know if they're trying to make us watch the live feeds or what.
Interesting. Yeah.
And what about, so Ian got evicted.
Yeah.
So 5-3 vote. So first time the vote hasn't been pretty much unless there's been a flyer vote.
There was that one flyer vote on week 2.
Enzo had one, and then he flyer voted again, but so did someone else, and the other person got in trouble.
What was that, week 2 and 3? Something like that?
Yeah, I think so. And Enzo threw one flyer randomly at the beginning, and then someone else did later, and they got caught. Danny got caught. Yeah, you're right. So we did find out tonight. So real quick. So why are they wearing a mask now and Julie isn't? It's a psyop now.
I don't know. I really don't.
They're not going to,
it makes no sense. The mask thing doesn't make any sense. I don't want to get political on our Big Brother thing. We'll talk about this tomorrow when we dabble. If you want to. Because I really would like to talk about it with everything going on in Nashville. But back to Big Brother. I don't know. I really don't know. But we're already on final episode, right? Ian went home. After him and Julie, did you see, what are they talking about? Someone from the neighbor house is coming to disrupt. They disrupt the house or something like that?
Yeah, that must be the next twist. I don't know who it's going to be.
It's a former player.
It's going to be in the guest house, I think is what she
Neighbor.
I'll read the tweet. Hold on.
Yeah.
So keep going. So it's like a neighbor. It's like the next twist or something.
You can look it up. We don't got to.
Which brings me to just Danny. I didn't get to tell you this earlier about Danny's replay. So this also goes into setting up David or someone else.
Yeah.
So in the live feeds, they didn't show this at all either. She's talking to, I believe, Nicole. I'm not going to play it because I don't want to win HOH.
So she just loses it.
No, she has one more week.
Oh, okay.
So she is going to play it on whoever wins HOH this week if it's in the committee.
And let them
say, but not say who played it. And now she's going to do the David, but now it's going to be, or if it's a committee member, it still makes sense.
I hope it's someone that's not a committee member that wins. That's what I hope.
Yeah, and that power just goes to waste.
I like it. Don't get me wrong. I like a good alliance. But also like good gameplay. And when the game gets saucy, you really see who knows how to manipulate and control those people. I love it. I love when it starts getting haywire. You see who really the smartest person in there is. I love it.
Yeah, and I mean, Ian, in his little departure, he said, well, it's good to know I'm not just playing with fools or whatever. Yeah. So a Big Brother legend moves into the neighbor's house to shake things up. What does it all mean? Find out Thursday. A legend. Who would be considered?
Hopefully, Derek Levasseur is who I hope it is. Probably not him, though. If they brought him in and let Cody have him, too, in the game, it would be sure.
You think it's going to be someone who gets to come into the game?
I don't know what it's going to be. I have no idea.
If it's Paul, you'll hate it, but I'll love it.
Paul? I could see him being the loud, disruptive neighbor. It might be him. That'd be crazy. Dude, it's not. I wouldn't hate to see it. I'm just saying he played twice, should have won twice, but is such a douchebag, couldn't own his own game. So he lost twice.
He didn't own his own game, you're right about that, but what if it means
Josh
the neighbor's house that he
fight.
gets to just come into the house
And do whatever, whenever?
hang out with them from certain times of the day, and he can just say what he
Stir
thinks
shit
going
up.
on or not.
That'd be awesome twist.
Paul would be great for that.
Yeah, he really would. To just stir shit.
Yeah.
That would be incredible.
Just be like, what are you talking about? So what are you playing in the game? Who's your
Zach Rance. Do you remember Zach Rance? He was on Cody and Nicole and what's her name? Ariana Grande's brother, Frankie Grande, was on there with the pink hair. Zach Rance was the guy that always wore the Florida shirt. You would love him. Look him up. He wore a Florida shirt every day and a pink hat. Zach Rance. If you didn't watch that season, you need to just type in Zach Rance highlights when you get home and watch them. And if we need to pull him up and watch some of Zach Rance highlights right now, we can. Because he's hilarious.
Zach Rance.
Let's see him. Yep. He's so funny, dude. I wish it would be him because he really will stir shit. He has some of the best. Put up. Just type Zach Rance highlights. We're playing them. We can have a little bit of dead air while you look it up. It doesn't matter.
I love my new phone.
I bet.
Best of Zach Attack?
Yep. Perfect. We'll link this if you want to go watch it.
I'll put a card up there.
We are not promoted by whatever this ad is. Unless they want to send us money, then we are.
He does have a floor shirt.
In the first place, he hit me with the first jab. That gives Zach Attack the green light to come back with an uppercut, and I played dirty. I'm going below the belt. I might have to blow up some other people's game. Frankie, don't feel threatened. Pal, you suck at everything. Straight up. It's no big deal. It's true. Devin,
It's true.
there's an ounce of truth in your body. So, there's no chance in hell of going home letting you know that now. Every single person on this couch, I know you're going to vote for me. I'm not worried. People on this couch, I'm not really sure at this point. Frankie, I don't really know, but I really hope you vote for me. This one, she's holding a purse. This one, he's wearing pink pants. This one, there's a sausage at the bottom. This one says Zach in the background. This one, the missiles are red and white.
Please try to find
This
one of his.
I'm sorry. This one,
He
he's
would
wearing
always do
pink
great
pants.
because he was on the block a few
Diary?
times. No, like
You
when he would ask them to keep him and stuff, he would give the best. Yeah, that's a good
I'll
one.
go first. All right. So a
Cody.
grasshopper walks into a bar, and the bartender says,
Nicole.
"We have a drink named after you." Then the grasshopper says, "You have a drink called Bill?"
He just had the greatest time in there, dude. He just did not give a shit, say anything, call people out right to their face on live television. He would be great. Him or Paul is who I hope it is. Of course, me probably won't be.
Go Gators, Zach Attack.
I don't know about the Gators, but yeah,
Don't know about him
he's
on
great.
whatever date that is.
So you want to take one more check and see if we can see who the head of household is before we sign off of here?
Yeah, and talk a little game just real quick. So you
Okay.
found out tonight, Ian had it right about the octopus and the tentacles. Even Nicole said it. So we were making side alliances, and my person was in. She got too caught up with Ian. So a 4-prime alliance we found out about tonight, and it was Nicole, Cody, Danny, and Ian.
Oh, I wrote that down too. 4 prime.
Yeah, 4-prime, and they put their friends in. And I think Danny said, or maybe Nicole said, "Is that a prime number?" No, that's not a prime number.
Oh, Tyler, you'd be embarrassing in my brain. I'm thinking, I don't have a fucking clue if that's prime number. It's funny.
It's
It's not. It is. Anyways, going back to the episode, one more thing I want to say, just because I read this and I thought it was incredible. But when Ian went and met with Danny, and he was just telling her the hard truth of, you literally just cost me the game. I know you don't want to hear it, but you're going to sit here and listen to it. I'm going to tell you anyways. I loved every single bit of that little segment.
Yeah, and that's when he was basically saying, my own person in my alliance put me up. Well, buddy, you weren't in the bigger alliance. And he
Yeah.
found that out at
Yeah.
the end,
Yeah.
and he gave him respect for that.
Yeah, he did. He did. And he's one of the greats. I mean, he beat Dan Giesling, and Dan was if you go back and watch that season, I don't know where you can watch them. Can you watch the old seasons on Hulu?
I don't know. I'm gonna look.
You should look. If you can watch that one, you should. Like Dan, if you go watch his game, like should have been like a shoe-in win, but really Ian was playing this incredible game, winning challenges and whatnot.
He won those like 4 in a row.
Yeah, he deserved it. Like as far as social game, Dan was one of the best of all time. But
yeah, man, I'll check. So we might just be watching along with everyone,
which will be great.
But if the committee wins,
you want to make a guess?
Yeah, I'll go. If the committee wins the HOH, it's just clearly going to be David and Kevin again. And then if one of them get taken off, it's going to be Devon. But if that side of the house wins, good lordy, I don't know who Kevin and all them really want to go after. I think they don't like Memphis and Christmas. But I think the committee's going to go ahead and win and go ahead and send another one of them home before they start cannibalizing themselves.
We'll see. Someone's going to want to make a move. And I'll go ahead and make my guess. I think Memphis wins, and I think he will make a big move.
You do?
That's my guess.
Think he'll take one of the committee members out if he wins?
I think he's going to try and make a big move. He won second, like we talked about. It's time for him to make another move. And if he starts now and he feels comfortable enough in his core 4 at this point, he will be in good shape. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't really care for the guy, but like tonight, just seeing how he's like just blunt with these people, like, what are you? You know, what do you mean, Nicole? No, we're not keeping Ian.
Yeah,
you can go with him.
Yeah,
but I could see him like trying to get rid of Nicole or something like that after her little pity party that you told me about and all that. So
yeah, I mean,
and now all the winners. If she's gone, all the winners are gone.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, so she's not going to win the game.
No,
I mean,
he's playing that game, and like you said, he disappeared into the shadows, but now he's talking again and making sure all his plans are going. So he's probably getting amped up.
Well, she was so upset because I think she believed sitting next to Ian was her only chance of winning. Sitting next to another winner was the only chance of those people giving her more money. No one's going to pay her again if she sits next to anyone else. You've already won. You've already experienced the confetti. This person's a diehard and an all-star also. He's going to get to, or she's going to get to experience the confetti this time. So,
yeah, man, that's it,
my
though.
take. Yeah.
That's just dabbling. I can't wait to watch. Not knowing the HOH for a while will be fun.
Yep. And we're coming down the home stretch, so it should be fun. Yeah, the real gameplay is about to start.
Yep. Just dabbling. Big brother. Dabbling Dads. At Dabbling Dads.
Peace.
See y'all later.
Goodbye.